Hello gang, welcome back to another episode of Sit Down with Simsy. It's been a couple of days since the last episode and I thought today we would just sit and talk about random stuff from the week and some little bit of insight on the Snip and how I've been with that as I had that done fairly recently. But we are now on episode 6. I think 6. We're going with 6. Hopefully that's correct. And the reception to each one has been pretty decent. So hopefully you guys are still enjoying it. As we move in to the start of the stream. It's not the stream. I'm too used to saying that. The pod. Make sure you guys have already dropped your like. And first of all, I wanted to talk about last night's Sabotage stream. I'm recording this the day after the Sabotage stream. Or Sabotage, as I so convincingly named it myself, and I don't think anybody will ever use that name again because it's clearly a one of a kind. If any of you didn't see the previous video that I uploaded saying I was asking for your help, I was asking for some ideas for the Sabotage stream. Basically what that is that I have to sit and play Warzone, and then for certain donor amounts it's made harder for me during the game. I believe I've got here, hang on, I will see if I've got it still on my PC. I do. This is what we were doing. So let me just bring it up on screen for you. We were doing this. So whilst I was in game, I don't drink on stream. I never would drink on stream normally. I've always found that kind of thing quite cringe. But the whole purpose and premise of this was to make my games extremely difficult. So I had some drinks, and anytime I had any of these donor amounts that you can see here, I had to do that thing. So nobody ever did the take a gulp of beer. Every single time was chug the rest of the beer, and it would be, oh, he's got a full beer, chug it. Oh wait, he's just finished that one, chug it. Do a shot, to chug it. And then you'd have that, you'd have to stand up, do press ups, shoot the mag in the air, stand still, all this stuff here. But the ones that were done right at the start of the stream were this one, although it wasn't Willow. Molly did my makeup on the stream, and she was told to make me look like a chav. There was that, and I also had to wear Molly's dress for the entire stream. So there was that. Basically, I was in drag, drunk, playing Warzone, but I think everybody seemed to enjoy it. But there was one moment that kind of got brought up, which from memory was brought up from Molly herself, where she sat and said to me, do you know what would be really funny? And she said this aloud on stream. It'd be really funny if you went to Co-op like that. Co-op, so if you're not from England, Co-op is our local shop. It's just around the corner from where I live. And she said it'd be really funny if you went to Co-op like that and you bought a cucumber and some Vaseline. Yes, you heard that correctly. And I went, I stupidly went, alright, 100 gifted and I'll do it. So, straight away, all the chat's going, nah, that would be hilarious. That would be so funny. I'll put this in. Until they pulled it all in and I was on my way to Co-op. So I've actually taken, this is going to sound very counterintuitive, but it's not going to be on my Facebook. It will be on my YouTube because it's on this. Meh, I guess if it gets seen, it gets seen. But I've kind of removed the actual stream itself from the Facebook because I've got to apply for some part-time work as well alongside this to kind of keep me afloat. But I could go through that at some point if you wanted me to. I could talk about that a bit more in terms of the pod, but I've kind of covered that off, at least for now. And I might cover that in a separate pod or something if you wanted me to. If you do, let me know below. But I figured it'd be quite funny if we went back and kind of watched it for those of you that didn't. I thought it was funny. Everybody said, I had genuinely, bear in mind that I was doing this stream, right? I was streaming this Sabotage stream last night during the World Series of Warzone tournament, which is the biggest tournament in COD, and I'm a COD streamer. And I had 250 viewers at the time that I was streaming this, and I had way more views than most of the people that were playing in the tourney, which is hilarious when you think about it, because you're all sat there watching me cross-dress, walk to my local Co-op to buy a cucumber and some Vaseline. But I thought we could watch it together and react to it to start this off, and then we'll talk about the old Snip and go from there. So let me change to this. That, unfortunately, that right there That's what I look like. Beautiful, I know. What a specimen.
You won't one chip in co-op. I mean,
I would have done. We didn't get there. Let me. This is what I look like. Lipstick. Whatever this is. Glittery eyeshadow. Foundation. All of it. All of the above. Look at me. What an absolute stud muffin. Anyway. So it goes a bit dark because I'm walking at night down my street. I'm walking down my own road. Hang on, wait. Oh yeah, so I had to walk down my own road, live streaming on my phone, which is why it looks like this, because obviously I had to go out on my phone to do this. So I was live on Kick, but then I went live on Facebook on my phone while still live on Kick and pulled the stream up so everybody could see it, right? So this is why it looks like this.
If things are heating up, I
think I'm about to walk in. Bear in mind that I go into this shop all the time, and clearly, okay, you might not say clearly because I've done this, but it was for 100 gifted. I don't normally look like this, nor do I normally do this. So to walk into my local shop that I go in all the time and then proceed to purchase these two items, I was told to try and do it with a straight face as well, by the way. That was part of the challenge.
Yo, what the fuck?
Wait, I think I'm here.
I'm going in.
This is me going
One of the
in.
doors is shut 'cause they're trying
Look
to
how
shut.
beautiful I am.
There's two of them in here. I'm going in. There's another guy. They're all stacking the shelves.
Oh god. What a banger. Bring it back to life. Didn't notice that at the time. I was too concerned.
Can't see the cucumbers.
I could not find the
Can't see
cucumbers.
They might be stuck in cucumbers.
There was 3 people in there. All staff members. Nobody else. Just the 3 staff members that always served me a molly.
I'm inside the shop.
I was trying to find Vaseline.
They've only got these. They've only got these.
£2 something that shit cost.
Oh dear. I'm dying.
Lipstick on my teeth.
I'm dying. Straight face. I can't. They've got pseudocreme for my sauce. I can't. I've only got £10. Sound the alarm.
I started randomly shouting shit out for no reason. What did I say sound the alarm at?
They're talking amongst themselves. Code red. Sound the alarm.
I don't know why I shouted that.
They're done. One of them's just screamed out loud, I'm done. He's just screamed out loud, I'm done.
At this moment, I literally heard one of the staff members go, I'm done. Now, they might have been talking about stacking the shelves because it was getting near to closing time. But in my mind at the time, that was him saying, I'm done. This is too much because I just shouted sound the alarm really loud.
I might get knocked out by a co-op employee. It's happening here live on Simsy's stream. No. He's trying not to look at me. It's getting very awkward. There is olive oil.
I couldn't find the cucumbers, and then eventually in the reduced section was a few cucumbers.
Oh my god, I found the cucumbers. And it's reduced. Oh yes, I found the cucumbers and the Vaseline.
I had to just alert them all. At this point, I was rather intoxicated, by the way.
I found both, and they're reduced.
The worst bit is coming up, though.
It's the most degrading thing I've ever done in my entire life.
It might be, it is the most degrading thing I've ever done in my life. Apart from when I farted on stream the other day. I put a short up of that as well. For some reason, I like to embarrass myself more than once. This is me purchased.
That, please. What a bargain.
It gets worse. Wait for this, because at this moment I'm purchasing at the till where they're all now stood watching me, and I'm just awkwardly like purchasing it. Wait, just wait, because this gets about to get really bad. Could you imagine doing this in your local shop, purchasing these 2 items?
Have a great day.
And then running out the door.
And I'm dying in a hole. Bye, 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 bye. Running before I get knocked out. Running.
Then this happens.
They try to keep a straight face. They know exactly who I am. I go in all the time. He's so aware. He's so aware of who I am. I forgot the cucumber. No, I've bought it and I've left it in the shop. I've legged it. I've left it in the fucking shop.
Because I'm so cheap and have no morals, I turned round. I am not leaving £2.20's worth or whatever it was of items in the shop. So I go back in.
My shoes, I've left it in the shop. I've legged it.
You can hear them giggle.
I've left my items. Thank you. Thank you. I've got my items. There's nothing worse. I left my items in the shop.
Oh God. Yes. So that is how I spent my Wednesday night. How did you spend yours? Yeah. So I wasn't going to leave that in the shop. I went back in, and I'll be completely honest, they were very calm and collected throughout the time that I was in there. They were unaware that I was going to come back into the shop. And when I went back into the shop, they were all giggling. Not expecting me to have returned. I walk in, they're giggling, and then immediately the giggling stops. I have forgotten my items. Do you know what the worst bit was? It was like the cucumber and the Vaseline were tainted objects. They're still wrapped up, brand new, from their own shop. They would not pick it up and pass it to me. They were aware. So I had to pick it up off the till like, thank you. Then run off. But oh my God. So the stream itself is slapped, by the way. The stream was so much fun. It was funny. Yeah, it was a blast. Everybody seemed to really enjoy it, so thank you for making it so great. But yeah, not planning on doing that again anytime soon. I've also think that I'm probably, the next time I go back in, they're gonna have to explain why I did it, and that it's not normal. And I mean, I literally walked in with my sleeve out, so I can't. They knew who I was anyway. Ball bloke with a sleeve that lives around the corner, always comes in them green sliders. Yes. So I might have to explain that one, but yeah, thank you very much to all of you that made that happen. That was a good one. Yeah, embarrassing. The fact I left it was the worst bit, bro. But anyway, hope you enjoyed a little reaction to that. The second thing I wanted to talk about, I didn't really want to do it as an entire stream because it's a bit of an odd subject. This whole thing is kind of odd now I'm thinking about it. You've just watched me in drag, drunk, go into a shop and buy cucumber and Vaseline. And now I'm going to talk about my experiences with the Snip. So it's a bit of an odd one, this one, but hopefully you enjoy it nonetheless. So a couple of this, it feels weird to have been talking about this on stream, to be honest. You know what I mean, on pod. But so a couple of months ago, in fact it was, yeah, it's about a month and a half, just coming up to, yeah, about a month and a half or so ago, I had a vasectomy, or the Snip. Me and Molly have got 3 children, and we're not planning on having any more. And there'll be a lot of you that may have already had this done. If you're open to say it, let me know in the comments if you've had it done or if you've been thinking about having it done. Yeah, I've had a lot of people come in since I've had it, because I was very public about it because I was doing my subathon at the time. So I was literally sleeping on stream. So I'd done the Sabotage yesterday, but a month and a half or so ago, 2 months ago, I was doing about a month and a half ago, I was doing the subathon, and the subathon was that I had an 8-hour stream length, and then for every how much was it? I can't even remember what it was. For every sub, 10 minutes got added. That was it. Yeah. So for every sub I gained, or every $5, I had to add 10 minutes to the. Was it $5 for 10? Something along those lines. Either way, I had to add. I think it was a subathon. So yeah, for every sub I got, 10 minutes got added to the stream length of time, and I ended up being live for. I can't even remember how long. I think it was 9. Was it 9 days? I think it was not. Yeah, 9 days. It was 9 days that I was live for. That means that I was literally on stream for 9 days. So I got an airbed that's next to me. I slept on the airbed on stream and snored my head off on stream for 9 days. So was it the second day or the third day? During this, and I was kind of aware before, but didn't really think it through. During this, on the second or third day, I already had the vasectomy booked in. So I was doing this and sleeping on stream and doing stupid hours playing Warzone. And then I went and got the snip in the morning and then carried on doing the subathon. So everybody was aware of why I was gone, which is why I don't feel as bad like talking about it now, because everybody already knew. And I went and had that done. So I've had quite a few people that have mentioned to me that they're thinking about having it done and kind of wanted to know more about it. And I kind of wanted to save it for this rather than talk about it on stream as much. Because for me, it's a little bit different, I think, than what a lot of people might have experienced or will experience themselves. The actual procedure, in terms of pain, so for anybody that doesn't know what it is, they literally get they put antiseptic on it first, which actually that bit was the most painful bit. So they have to basically stick a needle in roughly where the tube is in your testes, and they stick a needle in, and then insert the antiseptic or whatever it's called into said tube. That bit, very uncomfortable. I won't say it's like the most painful thing I've ever experienced, because it's not, but it's just very uncomfortable. It does hurt a bit. Like, anybody says it doesn't hurt, I mean, I know everybody's got different pain thresholds, but they're just trying to seem extra manly, because it does hurt a little bit. It's not nice, but it's not that bad. Like, I mean, tattoos are worse, so it's not that bad, but it's just uncomfortable for a couple of seconds or so, and then it kind of eases off. Then they have to slice it open and start doing the shit that they have to do down there. I'm not a doctor, so I don't really know, but they basically slice a tube and then seal it off and then stitch it back together. That's the premise of the snip in a not so doctory way. Slice it open, mate. They cut your tube and just tie it up, and jobs are good. But so that's the basics of it. It wasn't a particularly nice experience. They try and make it as least awkward as they can, but at the end of the day, it's your doctor doing that to you, and it's kind of like, it is what it is. They do it all the time, so they're probably fine with it, but you're not, so you're probably not fine with it, and it's just a bit awkward. You kind of get over it and realise that they're just there to that's what they do. I don't know if that's just me. I might be making something up here, but it was a little bit awkward, but it's not at the same time, if you know what I mean. So you don't really need to worry about that side. The actual procedure itself, it's not that bad. Like, it isn't that bad, but it's... So, like, for any of you that are more nervous about the actual procedure itself, it takes about... I don't know, it took me about 30-ish minutes, I think, of the actual procedure. And as I said, I know I've got a sleeve, but I'm not good with needles. It's a very different kind of needle for a tattoo than it is for like an injection, and like that's like a warm, hot scratch versus something actually going in. And I've never been that comfortable with that, so I was really tense, and I actually found myself afterwards that I had a lot of back pain because I was tensing so much laying there because I was nervous, and my actual back started hurting more than that. So if you just relax yourself, it's okay. It was okay. That bit wasn't so bad. The after pain was quite bad for me in terms of, not straight away because you've got all the antiseptic and shit on, but I know a lot of people were kind of... I came back. They told me specifically... I don't know if this is because of what I've done. I'm sure that there's other people that have like carried on working or whatever. But the guy specifically said, I can only tell you that you're meant to lie down for 24 hours at least. And I couldn't because I was sat there doing my subathon. And I sat here in this exact chair, in this exact spot, and carried on playing Warzone. I think I must have probably played... So my procedure started at like... I think it was like 9:30 or something like that. And I was back home playing COD, I think, by like I don't know, by half 10, 11, something like that. And I was there until like 3 a.m. playing COD. So, like, I didn't lay down once, which probably didn't help me. And there was a lot of swelling. Like, I mean, they are literally attacking it with needles and stuff. You will get swelling, and you will be sat there with watermelon balls for a little bit. So just expect that. But the thing that's kind of gone a little bit differently for me, which I've kind of mentioned before, that there's a chance that I personally may actually have to get my snip reverted, and then have it done again. The reason why that is that I've actually had a slightly different experience to what a lot of people will have, and I've got something, well, not official, but I know that that's what it is. Call me a Google doctor, but I mean, it's very obvious that that's what I've got. Is I've got something called PVPS, which is post-vasectomy pain syndrome, which, if I bring it up on here, basically it's just pains. Like, it's like pain can, it says pain can range from a rare dull ache to sharp constant pain that can interfere with daily life. For some men, the pain is so severe enough to seek treatment. Mine's not like bad constantly, but I don't want to sit, but it basically, if you have to like pee or anything, or like you knock it or something, it's still really painful, which it shouldn't be this late on. It can be for a bit, and then it could go away. Like, this could go away. It says it can last up to 3 months. If it lasts past 3 months, then you should potentially look at getting it reverted, and if you still want to have the snip done again. But it could be caused on the fact that when they've done the procedure, it might have caught a nerve, which is why it's still quite bad for me. It's not particularly fun. Like, I'm not going to go into all the other details because, you know, that's like, it's personal, but it hurts after, and it's quite like, it almost feels like, the easiest way to describe it is the feeling after you've been kicked in the bollocks. That's how it feels. It's that sort of like, ow, this really aches, and you don't know whether to be like, it's a different kind of pain when you get kicked in the nuts as a bloke, or like if a football kicks you in and hits you straight in the balls and you're winded. It feels like that. It's almost like that sicky, achy feeling. That's what it's like, and I've still got a lot of blood. That's supposedly normal, but it shouldn't really be happening now, as far as I know. So that's something that I've dealt with. But apparently, that I think from memory, it's like 6% or something of people that can get there. And I literally said to Molly before I had it, because they have to read all the like stuff that could happen as a potential side effect. I said, "This is me. I guarantee you I'll get this." And lo and behold, here I am. It seems like I've got it. Hopefully it goes away, but this has been my experience so far, and it's not very fun. But having said that, like, my stepdad had it done, and he was fine, like, completely fine with it, like, straight away, went straight to work, never had any issues, never had any pain, like, nothing bothered him, or so he says, but, like, nothing with it bothered him. Loads of people would have gone back to work or done, like, stuff, like, the next day. You're not meant to exercise or anything for, like, I think it's 2 weeks or something, which I didn't do, because I'm fat. But like this, I haven't done anything like that, and I've still got a lot of pain. But I'm one of 6%, so you're probably more likely to be one of the 94. But it's just something to bear in mind if you do have it done, to kind of factor that in, because it's not the most fun, to be honest. It's probably more fun to go into co-op in drag and buy a cucumber and Vaseline. But yeah. So that's been my experience. That's something that I'm dealing with on a daily basis, which is just so much fun. I absolutely loved everything about the snip. It was a whale of a time, and I'm still enjoying it to this day. It's so great. But yeah, that's probably enough about talking about my balls. If you would like to enjoy content, there's more podcasts that are random stuff, not about Call of Duty. Make sure you drop a sub. If you didn't enjoy watching me being drag and talking about my bollocks for a video, then don't sub. It's fair enough, but don't blame you. Bit of a random one, but it is what it is. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Maybe you've learned something, probably not, or you've got something to say in the comments. If it's taking the piss out of me and telling me how handsome I looked, that's absolutely fine. If you've had an experience with the snip or something you want to share about that, again, let me know in the comments. Make sure you've dropped a like, dropped a sub, and I'll catch you on the next pod, which I'm not sure what subject it'll be about yet. Once also, by the way, so when the football season starts, I'm gonna try and maybe do one pod. I think I'm gonna do a football pod every weekend, like maybe on a Sunday or something, or do once the football games are finished. I might do a football pod once a week. I know a lot of you don't like football, but I do, and it's something I can talk about. So I might do a football pod and then a normal pod, something like that. I've got plans to do. So just so you know, I've got plans to do this with Liam or Y8, if it used to be called Y8. Some pods of him. I might see if I can ask Flux. I'm going to try and ask Rezi, see if he will. I have a marine sniper or former marine sniper that watches my streams that I'm going to do a pod with. He's agreed to do a podcast with me, so that's going to be amazing. We'll get some cool questions in with him. Yeah, I've got a lot planned. I've got a lot in the works. I know this one's a bit weird, but it's just sitting here talking and vibing. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, getting something out, because I've kind of kept that side, the second bit, I've kept that quite quiet because it's a bit awkward. But I mean, we're grown-ups, right? If you're going to be childish about this sort of stuff, then you probably don't watch my streams anyway, so it's fine. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.